Hi everyone, it's Tiffany from Daisy Farm Crafts, and today's tutorial I'm going to teach you how to get Hannah's even square blanket going. Crochet even squares baby blanket. That is what she named it, and it is beautiful. And I encourage you to go look at more pictures on our website, which the link to that will be down in the descriptions. And we used Peyton's Canadiana for this project, and it is a wonderful acrylic to work with. I love it so much. We are sponsored by yarnspirations.com in 2019, and they sent us this yarn to work with, and I'm really glad they did. I have never seen this in stores. You probably order it online, yarnspirations.com, and we'll put a link to that too down in the descriptions. But it is very, very nice and soft. It is a size 4 weight, and you can get all the specifics on their website. But anyway, I use an H 5.0mm hook with this yarn. So her little sample, oh, and the colors are medium teal, white, and this one is called teal heather. And then we used, I think this one was, it was a gray, oh gosh, let me see if I can, it was called pale gray mix. I already took the label off of that one. So anyway, that is the yarn amount, and the amounts and everything are on our website. I'm gonna have to have you go over, click that link to see. So it's very similar to our gingham pattern technique. If you're familiar with that, we are carrying the yarn through the rows. So you can barely see it, but it is there. Just want to show you that. And the stitch that she's using is kind of like the griddle stitch, except it was, it's alternating single crochet and half double crochet. So it's a little bit different stitch. But anyway, okay, sorry. Again, talking and not thinking correctly. What we're going to do is, for this swatch, you're going to start with a pattern repeat of 6 times any odd number. So I chose the number 5, and then you add 1, because each one of these little squares is just 6 stitches wide, and the +1 is just your turning chain. So if you want to make this blanket bigger than what she has, that's your repeat, 6 times any odd number, and you can make it bigger. All right, I'll be right back. Let me count this chain. That's boring to watch me count. All right, I have 31 chains. So that's 6 times 5 plus 1. And this first row is real easy. Start in that second chain from the hook, not counting this one around the hook. And you're going to work this whole row in single crochets. So I'm inserting my hook, yarning over, pulling up a loop, pulling through 2. So if you want to work down this entire row just with single crochet, I'll be right back and I'll meet you at the end of the row. All right, before we work that last stitch in its entirety, we're going to stop halfway through, and this is where we're going to introduce the dark teal color, which was called teal heather. Okay, we're going to simply lay it across the hook and pull it through. Now we're not going to cut the gray off. We're going to carry that around, but we needed to change color right at the end. So chain 1, turn your work, and right here in this first space, before we get going, we need to bring this gray with us. So you're going to kind of wrap it around, push it toward the back of your work. This is the gray yarn that we need, the extra tail, whatever, not this starting tail. You see what I'm saying? This is the carried yarn that we're going to use. And it just kind of tucks behind the chain there. And now we will start. Our first stitch is a single crochet right underneath that first single crochet. And if you'll see, I'm putting my hook underneath the gray yarn that we're going to be carrying along, yarning over and pulling up a loop, and then I will yarn over and pull through. That's our first single crochet. Now in the next stitch, I'll yarn over first, insert my hook, still go carrying this, kind of just lay it along the top of the yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and then the half double crochet will pull through all three. Okay, we're going to alternate that for 6 stitches. We just did 2. Here's number 3. Go back to your half. Here's number 4. Number 5. And before we finish that last step of this stitch, stop right there. Now make a decision that you're going to keep one of these colors to the back. I'll just go ahead and put the teal towards the back, and you'll always want to keep this gray to the front. It'll be very important. You'll see on the next stitch. It helps from keeping these yarns from twisting. So now I'll yarn over, and I'm going to pull through with that gray that we've been carrying along. And now I will lay this teal along and work around it. So next stitch, alternating still, will be a single crochet. Same thing, I'm inserting my hook underneath the 2 loops, yarning over, pulling through, and I'm carrying that yarn right along with me. Isn't that amazing how that works? This has been such a game changer for us on all of our designs to learn how to carry yarn. Okay, we're just going to do 6 of these gray ones too. This is my 6th one right here. Now, this is where it's going to be important, where I said, you know, you want that teal, but before you pull through, make sure you put your gray yarn to the front. Very important. It'll keep it from twisting. Now pull through with the teal. Now you can kind of just pull on this, tuck it along the row. And let me tell you something else too. In doing all these, this first row is the trickiest row. Once you get a lot of the blanket done, these, you know, you'll have more blanket to hang on to, and it's much easier, but this keeps falling on you. So I feel your pain if you're struggling on this first row. And that is why I always recommend doing a practice swatch. You just kind of have to get the hang of this technique. Don't be afraid of it, but just give it a try and get used to doing that and carrying that along. Here we go, last stitch. So let me show you again. Now this time I really don't have to do anything, just drop that to the back. And here's the gray. Start with your single crochet. It's kind of nice that you know that when you start a color change, you know, you kind of end with a, end with a half, new color change, start with a single crochet stitch. Helps you keep track of the alternating. Okay, I'm going to change. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to work half of that stitch, just pull up a loop. Here, watch me do this again. Putting the gray to the front before I pull through with the new color. Work a single crochet. Now the only other thing that you're going to need to know is how, you know, I'm going to wrap that yarn around the end. If you did your counting all right, you're going to end with a half double crochet. But this time, we don't need to pull through with a new color. We're going to keep it. So just pull through with the teal. We will chain 1, turn your work, now watch, same thing. I'm going to wrap this just gently around the end of the work, just so it'll kind of lay back behind the stitches. And we'll get started again. Start right with the single crochet. And this time, now you'll know they work into the top of the halves double crochets from the row below. And then this is a half double crochet worked into the single crochet from the row below. single. I'll show you this yarn change one more time just to make sure you've got it. And then I think you are well on your way for doing this blanket. Okay, remember we can just drop the teal to the back, pull through with the gray, start with a single crochet in the new color. So she worked 6 rows with this color before, then she does 6 rows of all gray. So all the other pattern details are on our website. One more time, watch how this is so important. It's a game changer. Keep one of the colors to the front. Doesn't matter which one, but once you decide, stay with it. And then that way the gray stays to the front. Here I am again, going to start with the single crochet. All right, you guys, I think you've got this. I think you can do it. So here's the swatch so that you know that that's what I did. You know, we just were working on that. This is 6 stitches, 6 rows high. Here's our first single crochet row. And then through here, I cut off the teal and I'm just working 6 rows of just the stitch without carrying any yarn through those rows. And then follow her pattern for the next color. I think it was she did the teal color, you know, the lighter teal and then the white, and then repeated it. But all the pictures are on our website. I really encourage you to go look through them. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And this blanket is amazing. I cannot wait to see the other colors that you all come up with. And I hope you'll come show us. We love to do what we call Sunday shares on Instagram. And that is where, if you use the hashtag Daisy Farm Crafts, we will look through that hashtag. You got to have a public account. And then we find all the blankets and share them up into our stories. And it is so fun. It is the favorite thing. I get a lot of comments. I wish you guys could see them all, but that is most people's favorite thing, is to see all of your beautiful work from these patterns. So thank you so much, and you have a good day.